When we are adopting a new project management approach, we can face many challenges, but there are some that we really need to pay attention. I'm recording a series of 10 videos where I show you the most important pain points when we adopt a new project management approach. In this video, I will talk about having insufficient resources. Stay with me until the end. I'm going to show you why this happens and how to solve this problem. But before going ahead, I'd like to invite you to follow my YouTube channel and my social media, Instagram and Facebook. It's important that you give your like and you start following me to be advised for the next videos. And also help me to share this information to other professionals like you. So let's start talking about when having sufficient resources when you adopt a new approach. It's a main problem. If you're trying to adopt an approach and you don't have the resources that you need to get this project, this approach on board, it's impossible to be successful. When I talk about resources, I'm talking not only human resources, but also financial resources, infrastructure, support, and everything that you need to be successful in this matter. So let me show you some of the main reasons why insufficient resources will not help you if you're trying to adopt a new approach. The first point is in terms of the budget constraints. We know we need money. We need money to pay our employees. We need money to buy resources, technical resources, computer resources. And if we have a limited budget to adopt a new approach, this will really jeopardize this initiative. So we have some economic limitations, which normally could be that your organization is facing some difficult period, economic downturn or something that will limiting your budgets. Also, you can have also other initiatives that are competing with your project to adopt a new approach. And another reason why this could happen is when you underestimate the cost to adopt a new approach, including the resources, the tools, the infrastructure. So it's possible that when you start working in a new approach, and I'm not talking only about hybrid approach, could be that you're adopting an agile approach in your organization and you underestimate the cost to use this approach in your whole organization. And this is something that will really compromise your initiative. Second point, time limitations. It's important that you have a good plan in terms of what is the timeline for this process to adopt a new approach. When you talk about time limitations, usually we are talking about the workload that we are assigning to the people. So it's sometimes when people are in a normal work, in a normal activity, if you ask them to help you or to work with you in the new initiative, they will say, I don't have time, I cannot do this. And this will really restrict the support that you have in your project. Also, you can have problems with the project deadlines when you need to finish this initiative, and also not a correct time allocation, how long you need for each resource to work on your initiative. There's another point that's when you have unavailable skilled personnel. So you try to adopt, for example, agile or hybrid, but you don't have resources skilled on this approach. So you need to identify what are the gaps in your group. You need to maybe recruit external consultants, and you need to find these consultants available, and also you need to train your people. So everything could really compromise your adoption. When you talk about training, it's important to understand that it's not any training that will solve your problem. You need to find the good trainers, the good instructors, coaches, and you need to understand if this training is aligned, adapted to your reality, your context in your organization. So you need to think about the training to not get a training from an organization that don't understand your organization. And finally, we have also a problem when we have a shortage of appropriate tools and technology. Sometimes when you adopt a new approach, you need to have an infrastructure of tools and technologies available to practice and to use this approach. For example, Agile, you need to have specific softwares to work with Agile projects. You need to have some tools that will help you in Kanban, for example. So this could be compromised by budgetary restrictions when you try to buy these software and don't have money. The change in technology that happens all the time, and you need to update these softwares and tools all the time, and mainly the mismatch between the tools of the new technology with your actual technology that you are using in your organization. So all these things, the budget constraints, time limitations and availability, training, and the technology could really put your initiative to adopt a new approach at risk. But there's a solution for this. And let me talk to you about some of these practices. First, you need to develop a comprehensive ROI analysis, return of the investment of this initiative. You need to highlight a long-term benefit when you adopt this new approach. And this should be really comes from your high management. They need to understand you because they need to support you on this initiative. You need also to present some case studies that you prove that this approach is for you or for your organization. And this approach should be aligned with the strategic goals of your organization. The budget, as I told you, it's a problem, but you can define a strategic budget and have a good plan for this in terms of aligning the cost to adopt this methodology with the benefits. And you can also identify some phases and some release or some steps in your process where you can define small budgets for each steps. And once this release is ready, you can justify to get another budget for the next phase. And at the end, you need to provide a cost-benefit analysis. You need to show to your organization that what you did is really getting some real benefits to your organization. You need to prioritize methodologies, components for phase rollout. As I said, it's a good strategy if you identify or if you can define a strategy by phases in your project management process of a new process. Because in each adoption of a new methodology, a new approach, you have some phases. You have a phase of awareness, you have a phase where you get more information and more depth information, and then you can consolidate this approach. So you need to identify the core components on this process and how you're going to achieve each of these phases, these components. Your plan should be implemented by phase. So this will allow you to gradually introduce components of the methodology to your resources, and this will help you to manage these resources. And you need to assess and adapt this methodology to your group, to your organization, make them available, make them participating in this decision. Work with the skills, work with the training. Tailor training programs specific for your needs. Find organizations that could customize the trainings for your organization in terms of the hours, the content, the resources that they have. Everything will help you to get a good training, a good course. You need to also to define the different levels of training. You have multiple training formats. You can have training in company, remote. So this will allow people engage more easily and also keep your learning process continuous. You cannot stop to provide information, to provide knowledge, sharing experience and best results to your people. Finally, manage the timeline, manage the duration or the how you're gonna deploy these during the time. So pay attention on the allocation, how you're gonna assign resources on your process. Make sure they are available. Make sure these resources could be human resources, financial resources. You have these resources in the proper time. You need to work think about adopting a new approach as a project. It's a project where you need to have a good management in terms of the time, the scope, the cost, the resources, and the quality and risks of this adoption. And finally, prioritize your process. Put in a list, work with your team, work with your management to see what are the priorities in this process, what you need to learn first, how to adopt this new process fast to get the benefits as soon as possible. And then this will help you to make a new approach a successful endeavor in your organization. Stay with me in my next video. Subscribe this video and give me a thumbs up if you found this video interesting. If you like this content, I'll be happy to give you more information. And if you have any questions, drop your message here in the comments. I will be glad to answer you. See you in my next video.